Hello everybody, welcome to another live stream here on Mint Market. Let me remind you for the very beginning that all being said here during the stream is my personal opinion. Do not take this as trading or investment advice. All you do is your own responsibility. I cannot be liable for any decisions you make upon what I'm saying on this stream. Please be aware of that. Let me check real quickly if we are in fact live here. Nothing yet, but should be on recording. Yeah, looks good. Looks good so far. And I will go through this AM New York S&P trading session here with the ESH 2024, the mini futures contract. And I will guide you through my personal analysis, my personal trading routine here. And we have the first thing I usually start is the economic calendar. So I use forexfactory.com and I only filter out US dollar, euro. Yeah, US dollar and euro usually, and the high impact and medium impact news here. And you can see that today and tomorrow there is no news drivers, so we have pure price action here, and on Wednesday we have at 2 p.m. we have FOMC meeting minutes. I was in front of the charts in the morning, but you can see that we are in a consolidation so far, so nothing interesting so far. At the moment I'm looking at this high here and see if we can take this out. Generally my overall bias is still bullish, so I'm looking on the daily chart. We had a huge rally since October 23, and I'm looking for higher prices until proven otherwise. So I will focus on the long side until we see a significant market structure shift or break on the 1 minute on the daily or 4-hour chart or the weekly chart. So at the moment I remain bullish on the weekly, and on a daily chart there's nothing that indicates me so far that we have shifted into bearish price action. I still think we will see higher prices, and usually what I'm waiting for is if I'm waiting for long entries, I'm waiting for sell side liquidity taken out before I take long trades. So I look for a stop run. I want to see sell side liquidity taken before I'm thinking to buy. And we have here with a lot of lows here still intact, so that retail sees that as support and resistance. We have the low here Wednesday, February 24th. We have a low here on, sorry, Wednesday, 14th of February. We have a low here on Thursday, 15th February, a low here on Friday, 16th February, and we have a low here on Friday, 16th February again. So very smooth lows here. So that's suspicious to me. I think still we will see on the longer run, we will see higher prices. We see a new high, possibly. But what I was waiting, or what I am actually waiting for, is if we can take out these lows here, which retail sees as resistance and support, and if we can take out these lows and then move higher eventually, possibly. And we have also open gap here on the 1 hour chart. We have a huge move up, no price action immediately to the left and to the right. So I was drawing out here, one can probably see better on the 4 hour chart, exactly between this high and this low here. I was drawing the gap, so I'm looking if price might want to take out the lows, reaching to this fair value gap here. So I think that's a potential draw on liquidity here, and maybe want to go higher after. That's a potential scenario I have in my playbook. Of course, scenarios can change. We have a 15-minute fair value gap here, so that would be a potential bullish trade entry here if one would be very aggressive in this session and want to go long right away. So as soon as we have this fair value gap here, we have a candle body here at 9:30. We have a candle to the left, a candle to the right, and in the middle, this is what I refer to, or ICT refers to as fair value gap. Since we touched it, this could be an entry if one is very aggressive in the session and very bullish, and the stop would should be, in my opinion, below this low here, which is 5.0, the low here 5.02375. That's where a potential stop should be if someone is long here, aiming for the liquidity above here. So for me, potential drawn liquidity is here. I have already annotated it in the morning session. So this is my drawn liquidity. I will label it as buy side liquidity. And here we have equal lows here. We have another low here, another low here. So what I mentioned before, sell side, also strong sell side liquidity. The sell side liquidity down below. So potential upside draw, first potential upside draw of significance here, 5 handles above market price, and sell side liquidity 20 handles to the downside. So I need further insight. For now, I want to see sell side or buy side liquidity taken first before I decide for a trade. My longer term bias is still bullish, but I can see the sell side liquidity as a short term draw as well here. But I need again for more information I don't have a trade setup right now in this session. I would price demand to move first and see what we get. And if this fair value gap, to observe this fair value gap and see if that potential support or resistance will give us also inside. If this fair value gap is being respected, that's an indication that we're bullish. And if this fair value gap or these two fair value gaps are not respected, that shows us that we might wanna clear sell side liquidity. Again, if I would enter a long here, what I'm not advising or not saying now, because it's not too high probability in my opinion for now, my stop would have to be here. So we would have a potential stop of 4 handles, not too bad. I'll mark it here. Potential stop loss for a long. Again, I personally would not be willing to take this setup and to take on risk here. So I'll guide you through my personal routine. So usually first I'd like to check the opening range gap, which is the gap between last closing price and the 9:30 New York opening price on the 5-minute chart. So we had the opening price we've actually not opened yet, I guess. Oh, sure. I just realized, and that's another very important thing to check, we have a US holiday today. We have February 19th is President Day, so the NASDAQ, the US equity market, is actually closed here today. So we have the futures market moving. However, the trading conditions today will be very unfavorable, and for this reason I think I won't do a long session here. I don't think I will take any trades today. I will do my weekly analysis. I will give you a short update on the higher time frame, but I think I won't stay in long here today because it actually makes no sense. Even though the futures market is moving, there is no point trading during an US bank holiday. The price action will be very slow, very choppy. And I actually didn't have that on my radar, to be quite frankly with you. So also we probably won't have a new week opening gap, but I will check that. One, we have Friday, I will annotate the new week opening gap at least. So Friday the closing price was here, and today's opening price on Sunday was open at 5016.5. So I like to annotate the opening gap, because the opening gap, the difference between the close on Friday of last week and the opening this week, is usually a good indicator. It acts as support, as resistance, and as a draw on liquidity. So it's always good to have that on the chart. And that's basically my routine. And then I also like to draw up the New York midnight price, which is here, which is not too important today if we're not taking any trades. But that would be the opening price on midnight of today's price here. The New York midnight price for me acts as support and resistance, and not as support and resistance, as an indicator of overbought and oversold. So if I'm long, I want to enter longs below the New York midnight price. If I'm short, I want to sell above the New York midnight price. And let's check the higher, since we're not taking trades today. Let me check the higher time frames. So let me remove the drawings for now. So I think that longer term we're likely to see higher prices still. What I would like to see is a confirmation of this down close candle. So I would like to see price trade and close above the daily down close candle on Friday 16. That would be an indication that we have a bullish continuation, ideally. And let me check the Nasdaq as well here. The Nasdaq looks pretty similar on the higher time frame. I also think we're likely seeing higher prices here on the weekly chart. I would like to see a confirmation of this down close candle. So I want to see an up close weekly bullish candle here. It would be good if we stay above the mean threshold of this wick from Monday 20 seconds. So if I'm eyeballing it, so it will be roughly 17,645 here, and also we have a fair value gap here. Let me annotate this real quickly. So this fair value gap here, the body candle with no trading to the left and to the right. I would like to see the bodies close above the low of this fair value gap here. That would indicate that we're still bullish and we'll go higher on the weekly chart. Yeah, nothing too different on the Nasdaq. Still looking for higher prices. Nasdaq here in line, and let's check the dollar index as a comparison. The dollar index is in a larger consolidation. We can see this here: high taken, low taken, high taken, low taken, short-term high taken. So the dollar index basically in consolidation. That allows other cross pairs like forex pairs or also the S&P to do whatever it wants. So consolidating dollar can still lead to higher or lower prices or movement in the equity markets, and also to movement in forex pairs. But cross pairs, for example, Euro US dollar tend to consolidate as well, and we can see the same thing here in the euro: high taken, low taken, high taken. So the cross pairs, for example, if I'm taking a not dollar pound pair, euro Great Britain pound, for example, these cross pairs tend to be more directional. Not this the case here, but let's take the Euro Japan yen. Euro Japan yen, we can see that there is more directional trades here. Not very clean as well, but in a slightly uptrend. All right, I think that's it with my basically just a pre-weekly market analysis. Not favorable to trade here. We can also see that the market has just traded through this fair value gap, so that's not really a bullish indication, and we're still in a consolidation, so highs and lows are likely to be taken out, and there were no real substantial price moves to be expected. I will close the session here. I hope you still could get something out of the analysis, and I will be back soon with the next. I will try to be back tomorrow actually with the next meaningful trading session when the market is open again after the holiday, and I would love if you give this video or this live stream a thumbs up here, and if you subscribe the channel so that you can follow next live streams, and also if you're interested you can follow us on Mint Markets X channel. Here I'm posting trade examples live. I try to do it as live as possible. I'm showing you my entries, my stops, my executions, even though I'm not live streaming. So try to do this anytime I take trades on my demo account here. I wish you a pleasant afternoon, and I hope to see you in my live stream next time, and maybe if I can manage tomorrow as well. Have a good afternoon. Bye bye. See you soon.